everyone, this is P4L. In today's P4L review, we'll be taking a look at a behemoth of a Transformer, one of the biggest Transformers ever, and this is Titans Returns Fortress Maximus with Emissary and Cerebros. So this is from their Hasbro Generations line, not the Takara Legends line. So as you can see, the box is huge. I had to rearrange my filming area just to kind of accommodate it. But you can see the nice big artwork. You get the three modes here. Obviously you have Fortress Maximus with some little Transformers on there. He is a heavy retool of the Metroplex mold that we had a few years ago, or a couple years ago. And you can see Emissary being the Titan Master or Headmaster to Cerebros, and Cerebros being the same kind of deal with Fortress Maximus. And you can see the Autobot City mode and the Battle Station mode, which is basically him just kind of laying down. Not that much else interesting going on. You just had some more artwork on this side. Like I said, I apologize. This doesn't really allow me to do much maneuvering of this huge box here. Nothing really on the bottom, and hopefully we can get around to the back. And you'll see more of the modes. So you get the city mode here, you get some more ideas of how all this works, and then you can see that it actually links up with some of the leader class figures that have the city mode down here, like Blaster. This is leader class Blaster. And you get some other figures here about Nightbeat and Hardhead, blah 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 blah, and just talks about how the Titan Masters are really compatible with any other size figure in the deluxe Voyager and leader class size. Alright, it does feature some sounds. We'll get into that once we actually get him open. Alright, he does have the very similar kind of layout to what Metroplex came as, with his arm disassembled, hanging out down here, and a little leg piece over there as well. But yeah, he is a huge figure, and it comes in a huge box. So let's go actually get him out of all this packaging and get on with the review. So yeah, this is what you get out of the box. And let's see what else he comes with. I'm really far away right now. So he does come with a little stack card, sorry. I'm actually so far back, I'm behind my lights. And this is actually kind of cool because on the back his stats actually combine all the different pieces. So the Fortress Maximus part is the red, that brings him up to 10, and then he's enhanced by Cerebros on all these blue pieces, and then the Emissary Titan Master, that brings him all the way up to 20 stats, which is pretty cool. It's kind of weird to think of a huge city base as being 20 speed, but I guess he does travel through space. So there's that. He also has a bunch of stickers, which I'm not going to show how to put these on because I'm not going to put them on in this video. That's just a lot of work to do for you guys. I don't care about you that much, clearly. And these are instructions. The instructions are pretty basic, and it's really easy to transform, so I don't think you'll have that many problems. The first thing you're going to need to do, though, is take a look at these parts. So he has, like I mentioned before, Fortress Max, like Metroplex. You're going to have his arm. It just clips into the side here. Am I even on camera? I don't even know at this point. And you just plug it in. It's just a bunch of two clips here. Go on. There we go. Alright, so I did do it right. And now the bottom, which is the leg, he has his little leg guns. And you just slide this on from the back. It's just a friction piece here. And you just have to apply enough pressure to get it in past the fold point. And with that, you have Fort Max in robot mode. Really quickly, I'm going to do comparisons first just to get them out the way. So here he is with Metroplex. You can see he's slightly taller, I think, in terms of to the top of the head with his crest pieces, but the shoulder cannons on Metroplex definitely do put him over the top, I think. It's very close regardless. He does have a nice comparison with his Warden, the third party Fort Max, IDW inspired Fort Max. Some other figures that will give you an idea. Here he is with MP10. I don't have any of the other Titans Returns figures yet, but I do have Legends Shockwave, which is pretty much part of that line. And here's a third-party Headmaster from Fans Project. This is their Brainstorm or Smart Robin. So yeah, it's pretty hilarious. Oh, I guess a lot of people like the new Legend scale third-party figures, like the Prowl here. So yeah, I also wanted to do a quick comparison with the original G1 Fort Max. This is my really crappy, totally incomplete Fort Max. It doesn't even have Spike, the Emissary equivalent Headmaster for Cerebros. And it doesn't have anything, but this will give you an idea at least of the size comparison, just the overall aesthetics, that how these two compare, the new Titan Returns and the original G1 toy. So moving on to robot mode review, I actually had to come in from the side here. First thing I'll show are the lights and sounds. So you press this chest piece here, and he cycles through like 10 or 12, maybe more sounds. Alright, you get the idea. Yeah, we get you, your Fortress Maximus. Yeah, we get it. So yeah, that's him overall in terms of the sounds and lights. His eyes light up red. In terms of 360, as I mentioned before, he is a retool of the Metroplex we saw before, but he is a pretty heavy retool. One of the things people will notice right away is he has the same like crotch as Metroplex, just turned around, which is kind of odd. He does have a lot of new features and molded pieces down here, which actually benefit his city and battle station mode. He has little rollers here. He doesn't have wheels, just kind of rollers back here and up here on the shoulders. And then coming back to the front, some things that he doesn't have, while he does have this opening piece, kind of like the original Metroplex, it's more of a bluish color, or turquoise maybe color, than the green. He doesn't have like the cannons that fold out from the sides. He doesn't have any arm cannons or fists or anything like that. The really only thing besides this part here are the leg cannons and this side leg cannon, which I wish folded away the way the original Fort Max is. Right now it just kind of sits out there. It's kind of an eyesore, honestly. Like it would have been nice if it could fold back. He still does feature a lot of the same, pieces. His legs can still slide in and out for transformation purposes, I suppose. In terms of overall articulation, his head, the entire platform here rotates around. It's not rotating at the Titan Master, which I think is good because I think that would be a little risky to do as a articulation method. He does have ratcheted arms that go like that, goes out like that. Does have a, more like an elbow or bicep swivel. Does have a nice elbow bend there. His wrists do rotate around. Each of his fingers are individually pinned. And then he has a thumb, which can rotate, flip in and out like that. So yes, I think that's basically the same as Metroplex. He does have a nice waist ratchet. Let me get his arms out of the way real quick. His legs, or his hips, do have a pretty sturdy hip ratchet going out. It holds up the leg going out that way really well. Going forward is another story. It's not as bad as Metroplex's, which is good, but you definitely can't just have him kicking up. He does have a knee swivel, and then he has a really nice 90-degree knee bend. I do find that mine leans back a lot more. I think I said that already, but he does have his shin cannons, which go up and down. This rotates up and down. He doesn't really have any foot or heel or anything articulation. But for a figure this size, I think it's pretty decent in terms of articulation, what we've come to expect based on the fact that it is pretty much a Metroplex retool. Alright, so we'll go into transformation next. I guess the first thing we'll do is actually look at Cerebros. So you just pop them off there. And that's an automatic sound once you pop him off. Alright, I wanted to zoom in to do the review for Cerebros and Emissary, since I could actually do that a little bit closer than the rest of the review. So to get him transformed, the first thing we're going to do, so we're going to go into the Battle Station City mode before we get into robot mode. So you're going to transform him by flipping this down. Get that transformation noise. Go ahead and untab the legs from here, straighten them out. The arms I'm not really sure how to deal with them. Some pictures seem to have them like this. I don't think that looks very good as far as the head goes, so I leave it like this, but it's really up to you, I suppose. So go ahead and leave them or turn them. Flip this way for, flat this way for the city mode when you plug it in. And that's really it. If you want to add batteries, you're going to have to, they're not included, go ahead and use a small Phillips head screwdriver to unscrew this. And once you do, get the arms out of the way, and this entire hip and lower body will open up. So it pivots at this pin joint here, it's not just a door here, so just be aware of that. You don't want to try to open this up this way and damage your figure, so just pull down on the entire hip and then you'll get it freed. Alright, so once you do that, then you can go ahead and unpeg Emissary, and we'll do a quick review of him. So Emissary, the head sculpt is actually quite nice. I like it. We'll look at the robot mode in a little bit, but the head is facing forward. It has to face this way for plugging in to this slot here, since it is molded in a specific way. To transform him, you're just going to go ahead and unfold him at these two joints and rotate the ball jointed head. And there we go. He does, like I said, have a ball jointed head. Doesn't get a ton of motion. He does have ball jointed shoulders. He doesn't get a lot of lateral movement, but he does get some forward and up, and a little bit of out. Not a lot. Almost not worth noting. He does have hips or thigh hip joints that go forward, and then knee joints that can go like this, or if you wanted to roll them up, you can do that. Turn them into kind of a human snowball. Just for some comparisons really quick as far as size goes of just the Titan Master, here he is again with Smart Robin. Here he is with Perfect Effect Warden's Headmaster, and then MP10 Spike, his human figure, and he's not going to want to stand up. So yeah, that gives you a good idea of scale. I guess I can bring out a Legends class figure as well. Way bigger. Alright, so I'm going to continue transformation into like the battle station mode or whatever they call it. The one question some people will have is whether you can fit, like, you know, this guy onto here. You can't, because, well, even with I had Cerebros, these shoulder pauldrons are wider apart, so you can't get into that gap. For that matter, since the Perfect Effect Warden used the could inner swap, that can't fit into this either. So that's kind of a bummer, but anyway, let's go ahead and get transformed. The transformation's super simple, and honestly very basic. It's hardly a transformation at all. So you're just gonna lift these arms up, like so. Back here, I will say on this version, or at least the copy I have, this piece falls off a lot. It's just pegged in onto these pieces, and it falls off a lot. Anyway, that's actually tabs into place here. You want to open that up and then flip this entire piece up like so, and then this will, if I can get it, this will tab into place on the chest. Let's actually get this down. From here, you're going to go ahead and open up the kind of obliques. These two halves will peg together. One quick note here is that these clear plastic pieces, at least on mine, where they tab in, it's already showing stress march, which is kind of a bummer. The tolerances I wish were a little bit better there. You're going to flip these two pieces down. That's where Cerebros is going to go. And then on the toes, you have kind of a double action hinge here that comes down. And you should just, there we go. Come on. There we go. That's pretty much it. He's just lying down. So we already transformed Cerebros. The key thing here is to keep the arms facing this way so that the gray parts are out. Zooming in just a little bit, you'll see that there's this weird gray piece sticking out. That's going to go right into this small gap here, and that's going to activate a transformation sound. The legs are kind of a pain to get in. You just have to get them. You just kind of jam them in, honestly. Sorry, you're going to hear that sound quite a lot because it's just really easy to activate. The other thing to be mindful of is that there's clear pieces on the back here that the arms had to fit into. So you can make sure the arms are spread apart enough. To do that, line up this front piece into that black section. And if you do it correctly, you'll hear the transformation sound. Alright. Then we have Cerebros. And he can really go in a number of different places. He has holes on the bottom that we pointed out before. And there's a variety of small pegs like here. And on the chest. On this main section here, you get the idea. They're all across this entire figure. And yeah, so even up here on the Cerebros, you can get him pegged in. I can't seem to do it from here. There we go. But yeah, you can get him positioned in a lot of different places. So this is technically how I guess this mode's supposed to be. You do get some articulation in the sense that the cannons still move up and down. The hands here are exposed, which are kind of a bummer. It's not like the G1 toy that has ramps that flip down or extend down to cover that up. I guess you can straighten out the fingers and they can be kind of like cannons, I suppose. You can open this up and connect on either side these little red flaps and connect to any of the leaders like Power Master Prime or Blaster in City Mode and make it a larger City Mode. It's weird, they call this expanded with the leader figures like Cybertron City, while this is actually like, I guess, whatever the Battle Station Mode. If you want, you can actually go ahead and open this section up. And then you'll have a little blaster here, which Cerebros can go into as well. But this can actually peg into a number of different places. It does have a peg you can plug on here. I think there's a couple other places. I'm trying to think. Oh, I think on the feet, I remember. Yeah, like there. So you have some options with this if you want to open this up, or you can keep it on the inside of that flap. and keep it open. Again, that's really for the city mode. One thing that I noticed here is that I have no idea what this does. So he has a hinge that opens up like this. And it serves no purpose in either of the official modes. I'm sure people are probably going to lift it up and fold it like this and make kind of like a tower. You can do like a tower kind of mode. And there's a ton of different fan modes out there already that try to mimic the G1 toy a bit more. But yeah, that's kind of an odd place for a joint. I'm sure they have some planned reason for that. I don't know if that just got scrapped or whatever. Like I said, there's not really much to this mode. Alright, going into city mode from here is just another honestly very lazy transformation. We'll go ahead and basically you're just going to spread the legs, split the legs all the way. Alright, so you do that. You open this up like I mentioned before, flip this around 180 degrees, and then there's that little door here. It's easiest to just kind of reach in from the inside, open that up, and with that, I'm pretty sure that's all they say for official transformation into the city mode. Pretty weak, not nearly as cool as the city mode that the G1 toy had. But again, some people are doing some cool stuff with the legs because it does have some other, you know, like a vestigial like transformation from the Metroplex mold where you can open this up. So people have been like folding this open and turning it at the, I think at the knee joint or something like that. Oh, some people have been like folding it up like this, doing something like that. I don't know. They're doing a lot of cool things, but you have some options, and you can make these into like towers, I guess, if you wanted to. Am I messing something up? Yeah, but you can kind of like open this, and make it into a tower and such. And because you have that knee joint, you can do a lot of different things. So I like that you have some options with all the different joints that he has. But yeah, the official mode's pretty weak sauce, to be honest. It's basically this. I think I might have the leg joints a bit off, but in terms of this mode, you don't really get anything new in terms of articulation. Again, you still have the cannons, you still have the option to put Cerebros in all these different various places. They do say you can transform him at this point. You can just unpeg him. Alright, transforming him back into his Headmaster or Titan Master mode. You just fold him up. There's no tab or anything like that. Just do that. And then remember to rotate the head 180 degrees so both bases are facing forward. Alright. To transform Cerebros from here, we're going to go ahead and fold down his toes and his heels. We're going to take these pieces that were flipped this way, we're going to just flip them back. The shoulders are going to come out on these pin joints and tab into the sides. And now, depending on how you'd like to transform yours, you're going to want to rotate the arms forward on that ball joint or not. Again, it really depends on how you're doing your transformation for the head mode. And then go ahead and plug the Headmaster in, or Titan Master in. There we go. To give you an idea of size, here he is with Cerebros with no spike. Again, I don't have him. This is my actual childhood toy that is missing. One of the things that I would have really liked is if they did keep the stat when you plug the Headmaster in. I thought that was really cool. I like how at least there are some homages to it in the third party realm. To not see it in the first party is kind of a letdown. Comparing him with a Legends class figure, I don't think I have a warrior size figure with me at this point, so I apologize for that. But let's go ahead and bring in MP10 just because he's the only other figure I have right now. So reviewing Cerebros, he does have articulation that actually uses the head and ball joint from the emissary head. So he does have a little bobble going on. He can rotate all the way around with that swivel built into the head or neck. His shoulders do rotate around, do come out like that. He does have ball jointed elbows, which gives him a lot of range, albeit a little bit unsightly. He does have molded hands. He doesn't have any waist articulation because of the way it transforms. He could actually have an ab crunch if you left that screw out. And then you can open up the battery compartment to give him an ab crunch, I suppose. His legs go up this far. He does get some interference here, which is kind of a bummer. His legs do go out quite far. Backwards does go back quite far. Not elbow, knee. And then he has, for the transformation joints, these kind of, this weird outward bend. And then he has a little bit of that toe and heel articulation, which really was for transformation purposes. Doing a quick 360, he does look very much on the back like his G1 counterpart. And that's really it for his review. I think he's a pretty cool little figure. I guess he's deluxe size-ish. But yeah, quite a good Cerebros and Emissary, I would say. Once again, you can grab this, make it a gun of some sort if you want. But yeah, by and large, city mode is pretty weak as well. I guess you can fold this up once if Cerebros is in here to make it a little bit more less open and gappy. But yeah, that's really it. Let me go ahead and do a quick transformation back to robot mode for you guys. I'm not even gonna bother going through the battle mode, battle station mode, or whatever it's called, battle carrier mode, just because it is just closing the legs. So let's go ahead and do that. First thing we'll do is get the gun, peg that back in here, close that up, close up this red flap. Alright, let's get the legs this way down. Oh, you know, why not? Why not? Let's just go to that mode. Okay, and then we'll go into robot mode. Get these toes up and around. They clip in on the sides here. Lift this up. Split this. Be careful here because, again, of these clear plastic pieces. Those tab into the back. The arms down. This piece up here. See, it just keeps coming off. I wish it was a different mechanism or pinned in because it really doesn't really work very well. So you're going to untab that ramp section first and then fold this down. Close that up. There we have the main body. Coming to Cerebros. We'll leave this in since we're going to need that. We've already shown transformation both ways. We're going to rotate the forearms out like this. Close this up. From here, we're going to fold these forward just so you have enough room to get these legs folded in. Once you get the toe and the heel, make use of the double jointed legs, the oddly double jointed legs. Then you can flip these forward, flip this up. Actually, I think the instructions might show this this or this way as the official transformation. I'm pretty sure this should be what it is intended to be. But I could be wrong, but that's the way I like it. And then go ahead and plug that in. I feel like the connection here is not that good. I don't know if this, just on this figure. Oh, sorry, you guys didn't even see that. Sorry about that, but you get the idea. I feel like the connection there is not that strong. My overall final thoughts on this figure are that it's a cool figure, but I wish there was some more playability to it, especially for the price point, especially because it's a retool. I guess there's some built-in playability just because it does have some fan mode options with some of the leftover stuff. But by and large, I think it's missing a lot of things. It does do a decent homage to the G1 toy, but some of the colors I don't like here, in the Legends version, the car version, that's going to be gray, which is more accurate to the G1 toy. While the sounds and stuff are okay, they get kind of annoying because they're so easy to activate because there's so many different ways to activate them. I wish they did a little bit more with this, and this weird joint is just kind of odd. I'm sure a lot of fans have already figured out cool ways to make use of that. I kind of wish this joint was a little bit more secure so it just didn't flop around as much. I mean, even if it was just a slight friction, not even tapping into place, I think that would have been nice. The holes on the front crotch here are kind of an eyesore, which is what you get when you just basically flip around Metroplex's crotch. You're going to have screw holes at some point in the mold, so yeah, that's kind of a downside. I do like the Titan Return idea, though. I do like the headmasters. I do think they did a good job on Cerebros overall, and the features that he does have are pretty cool. I just think they could have done a little bit more to make it more worth your, $150 plus for retail on this figure. He does come with a lot of stickers, though, which right now he does look a little plain just because he doesn't have any of the stickers on there right now. But if you put that on, he has like 40 some odd stickers, which do liven him up quite a bit. And the paint that he does have does work pretty well. The paint here and the silver highlights and so forth. But yeah, I think that's my overall opinion of this figure. If you want to pick one up for yourself, go ahead and head over to Toy Dojo. They have a couple of these that they air shipped, so they're a little bit more expensive. But you can, I think they're also going to do a slower shipment that might be a bit cheaper later on. All right, if you have any questions or comments, let me know in the comment section below. If you want to keep up to date with all my news and reviews, go ahead and click that subscribe button, or follow me on Facebook at P4L Reviews, or on my Twitter account, which doesn't get that much usage, at P4L Review with no S. All right, thanks a lot, everyone. Hope you have a good one.